welcome back, everybody. And if you think shit looks different, it's because it very much does. You don't have to adjust your TV or anything. We're in the same room. A little bit of a impromptu setup, but we made it work.
Yeah, a little more like a real podcast, I feel like.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. It almost looks like a news episode.
Yeah. You guys are about to get...
Well, we've done some really shitty news. Or, I guess it's not shitty. I don't have anything bad.
No, it'll be like regular news. It'll be super irrelevant and not at all helpful.
Yeah. But it's, I don't know. It's the Memorial Day edition. By the time this is out, Memorial Day will be gone by. But today, real time is Memorial Day. So I thought it'd be a good time to...
Oh, dude, it's a great time to report. I'm glad you were able to make it down.
I am, too.
We've been planning this for a while. It's cool that we were able to make it kind of work.
Yeah, we've been trying. It'll definitely need some working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can get some shit sorted out. But yeah, this is episode 22.
Episode 22. Well, shoot, we'll just kick it out how we normally do. We'll give our weekend review or whatever. Weekend is great. Let me do my Memorial Day review. Memorial Day. Fucking awesome, dude. I am having such a great Memorial Day.
I thought you were about to give me bad news. I thought you were about to say awful.
Nope.
No, that's not good.
Nope, not at all. Great day all around. Fantastic day. Woke up this morning super early at 6. I was out at the golf course at 7. Walked 6 holes. And then my buddy Chris, he's a survey buddy that I do stuff with. I went to this toy show with him. He's a veteran, and I was excited to get to golf with him. So we golfed. Played freaking fantastic. Got to tell you this, dude. And I'm glad that he was there because he laughed so hard because he said, dude, golf stories are like fishing stories. Nobody believes you if they weren't there.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's so true. Hole 6, for nobody that knows, hole 6 is, I don't know how far, but it's par 5, only par 5 on our course. I got it in 3.
Oh!
I was on the green in 2, and I flushed a 15-foot putt.
I would have hit my pants.
Bro, I did. I told Chris, I said, dude, you don't realize how happy. Best hole I've played in forever. Ended up shooting a 40. It was awesome. It was great.
Yeah, I might have got so excited I started fighting people, and I've never been in a fight in my life.
There was nobody else there, and if I would have fought Chris, I would have lost.
Oh,
he's almost 50, and then it would have been even more embarrassing. So, I took my eagle and I went back to the cart with a smile.
Yeah, no doubt. I would have kept that ball. I'd have marked it or something.
Oh, I totally should have. I played with it the rest. I don't think I lost it. That's
actually what I would have done because I wouldn't have thought of it. Then I would have got done with the round. And been like,
yeah. Now I'm regretting
kept that ball.
Oh, it was crazy, dude. I took a 6-iron, probably over 210 yards. Good, crazy bounce. I mean, I just destroyed it. It rolled right up onto the green, right how it should. Then me and Faith went out, had a good day together, had a little date day, and
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, now we're here getting to do our first in-person podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's
a good one.
It's exciting.
We got beer brand beers here.
Beer brand beers.
Beer brand, yeah, because I'm not gonna give them any free promotion to them.
No. Well, it also helps us because not that there's anything wrong with drinking alcohol on podcasts, but it helps us because we're not soliciting anything specific.
That's right.
So it really could be water. That's what I do. I like to...
it's non-alcoholic beer brand beer.
Well, I buy these cans. I buy them empty. I send Dasani water out to a manufacturer, and then they remanufacture water inside of these. It's really to help me with my issues. So now I only drink 12 of these a day instead of 24.
Nice. Yeah.
Really helped.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the Liquid Deaths? They look fucking exactly like Miller Lite if you're not looking hard.
Dude, for the first 3 years that those things were out, I thought that they were an alcoholic beverage.
I remember walking into work one day, and this guy that worked in our office had one just sitting on his desk. I said, what the fuck are you doing? Why do you have that?
Very open about your house.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, bro. Like, I know this place ain't great, but what are you doing?
I've had the Liquid Death. I've had a couple of them just to try them. They're not bad, but I have something, I don't know. They sponsor every single podcast that I see, and that is slightly annoying to me because I know none of these people drink water that are on these podcasts. So,
dude, if they wouldn't get much exposure out of it, but if they want to sponsor us and give me a free, 12-pack.
Dude, I drink it.
I like them.
No, I work at a university. I'll get that well publicized. I'll accidentally slide it in posters and posts, different types of stuff.
Yeah, Liquid Death. If you
want anything, yeah, look out to us. You could be one of our first sponsors that is legitimate.
I could drink a shitload of water. I could see how many Liquid Deaths it would take to make me solid dead.
Well, actually, that's really easy to count, but I don't think you could drink that much water.
I think you're right.
You pee a lot. Yeah, that's for sure.
That is true.
What's your weekend been, man? Like,
dude, I worked. That was it. I worked a good 36 hours from Friday to Sunday, and then I drove. I forgot shit at the house last night, so I had to go back and go to the house. And, really slacked on leaving. I didn't leave until like 9:30, so I got here at like 1 a.m.
Oh my! I told Faith that I thought you got in around 11, but that's
I would have if I would have left when I should have. If I would have left straight from work, if I didn't forget anything at home, because now I live opposite direction, so I had to backtrack fucking 25 minutes.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So
and then another 25 coming back. Yeah.
Right.
So you really lost time.
Yeah. So if I wouldn't have gone home, I would have been here at like 10:30, 11 o'clock, something like that. Probably 11 o'clock because I would have had to stop and get gas.
Still a lot more manageable. And your evening would.
I was so fucking tired. It was so bad. And then I got here and I couldn't sleep. I didn't get to sleep till like 4.
What time do you have to leave tomorrow?
Yeah.
What time do you leave tomorrow?
I was thinking in the morning.
Okay.
I was thinking the morning-ish. I'm not sure exactly when though.
Do you work tomorrow night or are you off until?
I'm off till I go back Wednesday.
Okay, cool.
Just do Wednesday, Thursday this week. Guess it.
Today's Monday. Did you have Memorial off or is this your?
This was my off day anyway, but everybody had Memorial Day off. There's nobody working today.
So do you bank a day? Do you get a bank a day?
I don't know. This whole new schedule is so new that I don't have a good answer. Nobody's given me a good answer. They should.
You should.
They should. If they don't, I'll have to kick their ass.
That's why we got Friday off. The governor gave Good Friday. He ended up giving people half a day for Good Friday. Well, we had that. Our job had that off anyways. So they just took that half day and gave it to us last Friday. So everybody had a half day.
Our place didn't even give Easter. I was off for Easter, but they didn't give Easter.
I say that's messed up, but I don't know if Easter's one that's really traditionally given off.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't.
Well, no, because it's on a Sunday, so usually it's like if you.
Oh yeah.
Usually, if you have it off, you just don't have it off.
Yeah, and if you don't have it off, you're working a manual wage.
Right. Yeah. If you don't already have Sunday off anyway, then you're probably working a job that is open every single day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hospitals would be the biggest thing that I could think of. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, my girlfriend works a lot of fucking holidays. That's nuts. That's what she does it on purpose. So like she picks up shifts because she gets extra money.
Yeah, that's
and it's like holidays. It's like double pay.
And now that they just passed no tax on overtime, that's gonna help out. Well, the entire fucking country.
Yeah, that's gonna help. I get overtime every week or every other week.
That's crazy. I wish I did.
Because I have a long week and a short week. So I have 1 week where I get a shitload of it, and I have 1 week where I don't get any.
That's awesome. I don't even get an option to. All of our overtime gets put into a separate time bank, so I don't even. Yay, stupid. But for the benefits.
But that was my weekend, and my I don't even remember what the hell I did with my off days. Probably nothing because it was Wednesday, Thursday. Like, what the hell do you get into on a Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah, I would have just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I would have just golfed, colored.
Yeah, I didn't do much. I think I might have gone out and taken a walk. Because Jocelyn wasn't even there either. She was busy both of those days. So, or no, she was busy Thursday. Yeah, but the whole past week's been a blur. My review's not very good. Hopefully, I will have a better one next week because we're going out this weekend. It is her birthday. So,
oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, that's good.
So we should. I should have some good stories next week. Hopefully, I'll see somebody do something fucking stupid. Hopefully, it won't be me or her.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'll have some stories, but they'll just be probably average stories. No, next Saturday I'm gonna go golfing with Chris up in Bell Meadows. He's taking vacation, so hang out with him a little bit. I should speak on it. I totally blew it over. My brother graduated. Caleb, congratulations.
Yeah.
He graduated. That's why I'm wearing this 10-year-old bucket hat here. This is actually from your football fundraiser.
Damn, I should have. That thing's probably fucking gross.
After intermission, we'll see.
I have one back at home in my closet that's not gross because I didn't play it.
Yeah,
because it was was from after I graduated. I had Dalton. I gave Dalton money to get me one.
That's smart.
Yeah, I gave Dalton money to get me one, so it's still sitting at home like nice and clean. I didn't use it. I've never used it for anything. On top of that, it's white. I don't like wearing white hats. I get white shit dirty like crazy.
Yeah, especially with your head. It's hard. You can't control head.
Yeah, especially as much as I adjust my hat. I mean, shit, we've been recording for just a few minutes. I've already probably taken my hat off like 4 times.
Yeah. Oh, I'm always moving around. I can't sit still.
But it's funny because whenever we're doing this remote, I never do. I just sit there with the headset on the whole time.
I do not. I'm swiveling around. That's I've realized that people probably think I have a tick, and it's really just I'm autistic, so can't sit still.
Yeah, dude, I catch myself like physically zoning out. Like I know, like my ears are working and my brain's working, and I'm listening to what's going on. But by like whenever you get done talking, I finally realize that I've been like staring over there, like there's something really fucking crazy going on.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, it's my turn.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, yeah. Like I hear all of it and all of it registers, but just I don't know. My ears are taking over. Nothing else works.
Oh gosh, that is awesome.
Yeah, that was the weekend review. Oh shit, I need to get my notes on my phone.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna have to.
But anyways, congratulations, Caleb, and all the graduates of 2025, and
Absolutely.
Everywhere else. Like yeah, dude, I told Caleb about Caleb and his friend Hunter had a graduation party together. My mom and dad threw them a graduation party on Saturday. It was awesome. It was cool to get all the family together. But we were talking about their senior pranks because they had to get their pranks approved and all this. And I was
that's bullshit.
I was like, that's not much of a prank.
Right.
And they're like, well, what did you guys do? And I said, we didn't really do anything. I said, we just, over the years, did so much cumulatively that, like, we have stories. But we didn't do anything to actually prank anybody. And somehow we got on the topic of things that we've done, and I was like, well, you guys are graduated now, I'll tell you. And I was a little hesitant. I was like, you know what? Especially since you literally just graduated. I told them the handprint story, the banner story.
Oh, yeah.
They lost it, man. They did not know what to think. I know, especially Caleb, because he wasn't expecting that from me.
It is a very good one.
Anyways, guys, check out the post show whenever that ends up happening, and we'll tell you all the high school stories as well.
Vault, the vault stories will be something.
Plenty to come if you bully me.
It's true.
No.
That's true according to that shirt. If that's not true, then that shirt's lying. We'll have to sue it.
Yeah. You can't sue the shirt because then you have to sue me, and if you sue me, then you're bullying me, and if you bully me, then the shirt comes true, and if the shirt comes true, then you better step 6 feet away, buddy. Splatter zone. So,
yeah, that's a good one though.
Yeah. My the only person I know that watches this is my mother.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fucking sweet. Yeah. Did she like your graduation speech last week?
Oh, I haven't heard from her. She probably was like, "How are your thoughts of this man before?"
I wasn't ready for that shit at all.
Oh, I could do
that. Shit was hilarious.
I laughed on the way through listening to it just because I think I only said about a variation of 20 words for 2 minutes straight. Like, yeah. Yeah. We'll do another one here soon.
Yeah, and then hard and come were a lot of the words. They were like the funniest of the words.
That's even funny.
It was real.
I didn't even catch
it. It was like a big Beavis and Butthead moment. Yeah,
that is great.
I was fucking laughing my head off when I was trying to edit that. I was like, "This is fucking crazy." I unfortunately didn't have. I wanted to put some music behind it, but
yeah,
I didn't have the time. I got tied up, and then I was like, "Fuck, this comes out tomorrow," and everybody. This was on the Thursday. I was like, "This comes out tomorrow," and Friday's a graduation day. Like, if I'm going to post the graduation speech, it has to be on Friday. I have to get this done before I go to bed. I said, music or not, it has to be done before I go to bed. I cannot put it off until tomorrow.
Well, it was a success.
That was a good one. I liked it.
We got plenty to come whenever, literally. Whenever it happens to be, we will see.
Oh, shit.
So, I don't have my notes, so we're just...
No, yeah, that's the beauty of this one, is this one's different, I think, hopefully.
Right on.
I would have our screen, but more user error on my part, I guess.
That's okay. In between, I guess this would be a good time to let people know that summertime's here, and with summertime comes a lot of wind, a lot of sun, but a lot of wind. And you really need to look around your property, especially around your house, and make sure there are no trees that look like they could be dead, or have any sort of risk to you or your property. Uh, and if so, you better get some insurance real fast. And if you don't have insurance and you do have some trees around you, you should call somebody and get that taken care of. We don't want that to harm you. We care about you and your property, and yeah, get some trees taken care of.
That's right.
And with that,
take care of your trees.
Yeah, trim them,
smoke them if you have to.
Do whatever you need to.
Right.
Get rid of them.
That's true. And if you're driving late at night, try not to crash into them, especially when they're in people's front yards.
Yeah. Don't do that, because there's been too many instances of that happening.
Yeah, like right here. Yeah.
One time, which is
this house.
But we can transition now, as we normally do. We've got all technical errors worked out, and I like this a lot better.
Yeah, we got the big screen going here. They can't see it, but we can see it. We got a big old screen, and it is just my computer hooked up to the TV, so we're both not squinting directly in front of this camera, leaned over like this, trying to find out what's going on.
Well, I totally thought that the Thunder were going to whoop up on them. The Thunder lost by nearly 50 last night.
Yeah.
Or 2 nights ago.
The Knicks ended up, that Pacers and Knicks series is fucking crazy. It's been nothing but just comeback win.
It's a good game.
It doesn't make any sense.
They're a good series.
I keep seeing people saying that the Knicks and the Thunder series, or the Pacers and Thunder series, would be bad. Like, man, you're out of your goddamn minds.
None of those are going to be bad.
None of them
based on how they're playing.
No, none of them will be bad. They're all going to be very exciting. I don't get why predictability equals like good for people.
That's what I was talking to Caleb about this week, and I was like, dude, I get that it's not Steph or LeBron, but sometimes you gotta hop off them and enjoy, like, because he's not he's a Hawks fan primarily, Hawks and Cavs fan, so he really has nobody in the race here. And I was like, so you need to look at it as a true basketball fan that I know you are. And I said, you got to be like, man, this is just good basketball. All these teams are not the teams that at the beginning of the season people would have said, yeah, that's the Final Four.
If you would have told me these are the conference finals, I would have told you were high on crack.
Yeah.
If you would have told me any of these teams made the conference finals, I would have been like, maybe.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't, I wouldn't have thought the Timberwolves would have. Probably wouldn't have thought the Pacers would have. I thought they were a playoff team, but I didn't think they were going to do this. The same with the Knicks. I thought, I could have expected the Knicks to be in the conference finals. They got a lot of guys.
With having Karl Anthony Towns.
They got Cat, and Jalen Brunson's really good now. Yeah, they got a solid team. But
yeah.
They should be. I think they should be up, but they're just not. They blew 2 leads. And then they did the opposite yesterday. I think it was yesterday, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the Knicks, I thought that they would have it, but I'm going to be honest, the Pacers seem like the team to beat, man, for me.
Thunder and Timberwolves might come on while we're still recording this.
Yeah, they play tonight.
Yeah.
Memorial Day, 8:30.
Yeah. So by the time this comes out, we might have a finals set, right? Potentially. We also might not.
Nah, probably not. Yeah, we probably won't. It'll probably happen.
Because I don't know what the actual schedule is.
By the time we record next week, I bet we'll know.
Yeah. If not, we'll have at least a very good idea. I'm going to try to find it's showing me way too much of the playoff schedule. I just wanted what hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that's so dumb.
Shit. I wasn't all the way through.
Fucking crazy. Well, you're looking that up. I'm excited because it will show you.
Yeah, let's see. By Friday, we will have been through. Okay, Thunder and Timberwolves play game 4 tonight, 5 Wednesday. Yeah, we probably will not know what's going on unless the Thunder just went out. The Thunder win tonight and Wednesday. That'd be the only way that I think that we'd have an answer on anything. Yeah, we have.
We'll see.
No finals yet. I don't know who I even fucking think it's good.
No, I think it'll be Pacers and
Thunder.
I think it'll be the Thunder.
I'm thinking so too.
I want it to be the Timberwolves. I like Anthony Edwards a lot, but
I think if it is the Timberwolves, I don't know why, but I feel like they're going to get smoked. I feel like if the Timberwolves make it, it's not going to go well for them. I don't know why. I'm no expert.
I think that Thunder will get smoked too, though. I think the Pacers are the team to beat.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe some hoops on them. I don't know.
They're pretty good. They're just a good all-around team, man. They're solid 1 through 5. Tyrese Halliburton's the shit. You always got to have, like, one. It's crazy. You do always have to have one good player. But back to what I was saying about the people, like, there's people really pissed off that it's just not the Celtics and Lakers again, or the Warriors, or
something that was foreseeable. Yeah.
Yeah, like, why do you want? I don't know why anybody wants predictability in sports. And an argument that I've been seeing, I think I might even talk about this last week, but people talk about the fucking rating. Why do you give a shit? You care about
none of us should at all ever matter. Like, that
cares about the ratings.
Dude, that was never a thought in any fan's mind freaking 10 years ago.
Yeah, sports have just turned into a damn just a vanity project, dude. It's just who can look better.
Yeah.
Like, at least in fans' eyes, I don't know, but it's getting kind of nuts. Like, you got people saying, "Oh, this is bad for the league." This is fucking great.
This is really good.
This is great.
And you know how disrespectful it is to all these 4 teams that are in there for you to be saying that? Like,
not just the teams, but the cities. Like, I think that's what a lot of people's problems is too. Is that they're like, you see Minnesota or in Oklahoma City. Yeah. Or Indiana, maybe New York doesn't fit into that category, but the other 3, like, people think it's got to be some, L.A. You think it's got to be L.A., Boston, Dallas. You know what I mean? Like, the big markets and shit. People think it's always got to be a big market team that's a good team. It doesn't have to be that. I think that kind of sucks. It makes it a lot cooler whenever you see one of these teams from an Oklahoma City or a Cleveland, or a fucking Minnesota, or let's see who else is on here. Detroit making it back to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Milwaukee when they won the finals a couple years ago. Like, it's cool seeing those cities that aren't these giant metropolitan areas get these wins. Like, and Pittsburgh would be another one if we had a basketball team.
That's what gets me with these expansion talks, or they're just adding them to the same markets that they had them. I want a different market that's new and that would really develop a fan base, because Seattle already has fans. Like, they don't need to have that. It's just.
I think if they're gonna keep expanding, I think Seattle needs to eventually get one, but I don't think they're the first people that need one. I think you got to put another one in Canada for sure.
Canada definitely deserves one.
I don't think it's very fair to Canadians that they have one team to root for in the whole fucking country.
Yeah, with however many territories as there are up there,
Canada's huge.
Yeah,
and like, people, the majority of people in Canada can't ever watch live Raptors basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People in Ontario can, but everybody else, it's a haul, like a fucking long. And that just kind of sucks. Like, I mean, one more team in Canada is not going to solve the problem, but put one back in Vancouver or something. Like,
that would be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, because that's West Coast, right?
Yeah.
British Columbia, yeah.
Yeah, that's where the Grizzlies were.
Right, yeah. They were there for, 5 years or something like that?
Well, yeah, that would be dope, actually. That would be awesome.
We're going to see exactly how long they were there. This is 6 years, sorry. 95 to 0.
Yeah, I didn't know how long. I just knew they were there, and I knew that their logos and jerseys were killer.
That's not very long. How do you add an expansion team and then just give it 6 years? Before you're like, nope, sorry.
Well,
Charlotte at least had 15 or.
Yeah, but more people probably came to Charlotte games.
Yeah, that's true.
I bet it.
That's why whenever they expanded again, they put another team in Charlotte. Yeah, they moved the Hornets out, and then they made the Bobcats. The Bobcats were the 30th team, weren't they?
I don't remember exactly. But yeah, Canada could definitely use one.
Canada could use one. I really don't know who else could use one. I selfishly want to say Pittsburgh, but I really, truly don't think enough people in Pittsburgh give a shit about basketball for it to be a success. Yeah. I think it would just be a bunch of empty houses and a shitty team. With another cheapskate owner.
With as many games as they play now, yeah, I would say they'd have plenty from out of state, because West Virginia would be all their fans, but too far to drive to on a Tuesday,
Right.
Thursday,
Yeah,
and your Saturday.
Your weekday games are going to look weak. Your mid-season games are going to look atrocious.
And they're so expensive that it's not like going to a baseball game where you really can't afford multiple games a year.
Yeah.
Basketball's the opposite for the average person, so it's not really there.
Right. Yeah, that's. I was gonna say that's the only sport going on, but that's not true. We got baseball too, but it's hard to not start with the heat of the playoffs. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't follow baseball.
I try to just keep track of how fucking terrible the Pirates are doing, and how much worse the Rockies are doing, so I can try to feel better about myself. Woo! 19-35. We're bad, dude. 14 games behind first.
Yeah.
Look at the Rockies down there, way at the bottom. 9-35
right now, everybody. Sports suck.
Not a whole lot of news from sports.
Nope, it is what it is. But mention it to Wyatt because he brought up the idea of, you know what, eventually we could have our first guest during one of these random live ones.
Yeah.
And I think that the BBP may sponsor an NIL with a D1 division baseball player, obviously. And Wyatt, here's the information on him. Robbie's Porco, for $1, you'll come chill, bro. We will give you more than $1 to be our guest. Talk some baseball with my man Wyatt here, and let me pick your brain about all the randomness that may come through it.
This is awesome.
I'm very excited about this. I hope that people are paying you a lot of money to do more than just chill. But if that's all it takes, we are willing to do that. So
that's funny. Why is that post not in English?
This one's somebody covered it, but I saw it from the original.
Oh, really?
Post. Yeah, I've been seeing it. I had to Google this because I'm on mine. But
what a deal! I wonder how many people have paid him $1.
I don't know. Probably a lot.
But might have a lot of chills to do.
Yeah, well, I'll give him $100 to move ours up a little bit because he would be a guest worth having.
That would be pretty cool.
Just because he's a random guy that we don't know, and it'd be funny to see. See about him, learn about him, see how big he is on the baseball field. He's probably a pretty big guy.
What was his name?
Rob Porco. Something Porco. Yeah, Robbie Porco. Robbie Porco. Shout out. WVU.
Yeah, there he is. What position does he play?
And
I got to gear up questions for him.
You want to make it a public appearance specifically? I will set this up in a public library to where.
Holy sweet fuck, dude. Do you see how tall this guy is?
Man.
You playing the wrong sport, boss. What are you fucking doing?
He has to be a pitcher.
He is a pitcher, yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. You're halfway to the freaking base already by the time, just with your reach. Yeah, 8, bro. Good for you. I have so many questions for you that are not at all related to baseball or your height. But still, I want to talk to you, man. And our podcast is the perfect place to do so. So come check out the Backroad Banter. I'll hit you up here on Instagram shortly. And we'll see what we can make happen, man. I'm excited about it. There you go. I'm excited.
That would be sweet.
Yep. Well, we'll see. He's out there, and I'm in here, so it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, as long as you're both somewhere, it's always a possibility.
Yep. I believe in it, so that's all that matters.
That's true.
Goes back to last week. Go back to last week.
You could.
Yeah.
But he's from Pennsylvania too, so he's got the exact same connection.
Oh.
He did it backwards. He did the backwards of what I did.
Yeah.
He's from Pennsylvania and came here.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm looking forward to talking to you. Try to come up with some good jokes about your name that you haven't heard yet. So we'll see there.
Yeah, and if we pay you $1 and you don't come chill, we might have to definitely try to get somebody else to kick your ass because we're not going to be able to do it. You've got way too much of a reach.
I'll give you $100, and if you just show up for 5 minutes, it'll be worth it for me because I think it'd be. I'll make sure that I ask you good questions, but I will skip right through all the intro ones. Yeah, get right to the meat and bones of it.
100%. No beating around the bush.
No, not at all. I'm pouring the gravy on it and I'm putting it in my mouth. We are slavering that freaking lamb chop.
I think we might have just lost. Either that, or we might have just got it. We might have been like, "Oh shit, all right."
It's whatever you like, man. I mean, as long as you don't bully me, unless you bully me, it's up to you. I mean,
oh fuck, man!
Yeah, but there we go. I'm looking forward to it. Other than that, I probably had some stuff. You know what? I do have some football, or I have some sports. Guys, look at this retarded shit. What? I want to bring it up. It's on your phone. I sent it to you. My phone's recording for us right now. So look at that field. First of all, I'm also going to have to shout out.
Oh, excuse me. Goddamn.
Mr. Gruden, you are very much mistaken in it. You recently, over the last few months, said that there are only 3 or 4 college football fields that are colored, and you completely left out a cut. You only said that there were 3, and then somebody corrected and said 4 because you thought of Boise State. I think
How do you think of Boise State last?
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
the first one
That's
I think of.
I think of Carolina.
Coastal Carolina.
Coastal Carolina. I don't know if you thought of Coastal Carolina in yours, so I just want you to check on that, Mr. Gruden. But
John Gruden?
Yeah.
Okay.
But in this one right here, who the heck makes a black football field? Would that not be atrocious for the players?
At least it's in New York. But yeah, that's probably not what I would have gone with.
Like that should, I don't know because I've never played on a turf football field.
No, I've played on a turf football field, practiced on a turf football field in August, West Virginia. It's hotter than fuck. I couldn't imagine if that thing was painted black, dude. People would have dropped dead.
Oh, I saw that today and I was like, it looks cool. But did they at all talk to the coach about the players' health and what might go into it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, at least it's in New York, so it's not.
Yeah, it'll stay a little cool.
Yeah, at least it won't be fucking 95 degrees outside, but still, it's probably not going to be good summer practices and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though it's in New York, it's not like that's Alaska. You know, it's
it'll
be a little cooler, but it's still going to be warm. Yeah, some days it's still going to be hot as hell.
Yeah, crazy. What else did I send you? Anything else sports related?
You sent me Brock Purdy's contract.
And
how much of it he doesn't get to keep.
Months ago, I talked about the statistics on taxes in California and why it's important to not live in that state if you make money, or even if you don't, but especially if you make money. And I don't remember the specifics of his contract. I'll throw it up on screen. Wyatt has it here, and he can go over it. But basically, this man makes $25 million a year, but loses $29 in taxes.
Yep.
I don't understand how that is okay.
I'll run it down. Federal income tax, $19.5 million. California state, $7.5 million. Federal payroll taxes, $1.2. California SDI tax, $1,686. Total taxes, $28.3 million. Net income, $24.6 million. Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
As a professional athlete, I would be pissed if I got drafted to those teams.
Yeah, I'd be pretty heated.
I would be upset for
I'd be happy that I got drafted, obviously, but I wouldn't be thrilled about.
Yeah, negotiations in my contract would be like, okay, this is what you're offering me, so that's your value. I need that adjusted for inflation with my taxes taken off. I want that to be my contract. You know, I'd want it adjusted to make sure that I'm making what I'm worth and not what, or I'm taking home what I'm worth.
Do you remember that guy that played for, I think, the Panthers that got his contract in Bitcoin, or a percentage of it got it in Bitcoin?
So did Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
And that was, people made fun of him, and Odell turned his from like $2.5 million to $15 million. And it's actually really funny. I'm interested in stocks, and I always have been. Whenever I was surveying a few years ago, I was talking to my crew chief, Greg, and I was helping him invest with a little bit. And we were just talking overall, just with, the little bit that we knew. I was helping him a good bit, and he asked me, he said, do you know anything about crypto? And I said, not a fucking thing, man. And I said, and honestly, that stuff scares me, but it's only because I've never taken the time to learn it, and it's so complicated that I don't want to. I said, so I'd rather work with something that I understand. And he was like, he told me a little, he's like, well, I got this advice from this person, and they're like, pretty sure it's going to do really good over the next 2 years, so you should just dump $1,000 in.
What?
And I was like,
I don't know about that.
I was like, well, I don't have $1,000 to just dump in. Like, I don't have tangible money, really. And if I did, I'm definitely not doing that. I said, but
not that way.
Not that much. And I talked to him about it. I talked to him about the risks associated, especially within Bitcoin. And afterwards, I was like, man, I don't know. He brought up good points. I threw in $10. That shit's sitting at $44 right now. It really, like, in 2 years to 4x your money, $1,000 into 40, like, that really would have been amazing. Yeah. So it's just, it's really interesting, but I think about it constantly every time I check it, because it's such little money. It was more just for me to watch the market and to see how stuff works. It's really what I do a lot of the time. And he was absolutely right. Like, whoever told him that advice was spot on. And I know that he didn't listen to it because he doesn't do any of it. He just likes to talk about it. But he should have, for sure, because I know he hadn't learned.
Do you need another?
I could use
beer branded beer.
Yeah, I could use that. Right here. Thank you. That's very nice color.
I watched the I forget what podcast, but I watched the Trailer Park Boys podcast. That's what it was. I watched the Trailer Park Boys podcast one time. They had tape over their fucking beer can.
Well, this one is sponsored by Star Wars and the Wookiee Special, specifically. So go check out Star Wars: The Wookiee Special on YouTube.
Is that real?
I don't know. We'll find out when somebody comments. That thing wasn't fucking real, you dumb.
Oh, it's probably something vile if it is real.
That'd be hilarious. Oh, yeah.
Probably can find it on YouTube. Hilarious. Find it somewhere else, though.
I better. You know what? I'm going to make a note here real quick. I'll make a commercial called Star Wars: The Wookiee Special, and then nobody can say anything.
I bet if I just Google Wookiee Special, there's something fucking crazy on Urban Dictionary. There's a Star Wars Holiday Special. You were close.
Nah, this one's got a lot more hair.
Why in the fuck?
I don't know. You gotta save that and send that to me. Take a picture with your phone and send that. That's getting thrown up so everybody understands what is going on right there.
That is insane.
So this is that was. Yeah, that's why Wyatt did that, just so everybody knows.
That's fucking crazy. That's an awesome picture. I wonder if that particular Wookiee has a name. Star Wars Christmas Special Wookiee. I'm gonna look him up. I'm gonna click this link here, see what happens.
Hello, people. Hello. Well, now that we're in person, I'm super excited for all the things we get to do. We're gonna run through some sticker options.
Dude, why in God's green earth? Look at all of these.
Dude, what the I don't think I should make anything. I think that's too disturbing.
Yeah, that's definitely not Chewbacca. He's got that's his own guy.
That's not my guy.
He's a Waru. Is that what that is? Is that what that says to me?
Yes, it is. Oh, I'm gonna be honest, that honestly looks like a Spaceballs rendition of a Wookiee.
Oh, okay.
Like, if they were making fun of them, I feel like that's it. I haven't seen Spaceballs.
God, he looks fucking hilarious. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do further research into this. That's funny as shit.
Wow.
Yeah, let's run down the stickers. I'm excited to see all these. I haven't got to see all of them.
The first one we're just going to talk about, and I'll throw it on screen here. We talked about it last week, so it's relevant. Kanye. Hitting rock bottom, bro. So, the way we described it, I'm super excited for this. Kanye turned out 10 times better than what I thought he would overall. Whenever I was drawing him, he didn't look right. Whenever he didn't have color, I was like, oh, that just looks like a random black guy. Oh, well now.
Oh, Jesus.
now it really does. Sorry, everybody.
This is fucking great to see in real time. This is wild.
So he just looks like a random black guy. But man, whenever I got his color right, like, that sounds bad, but people will understand with the picture. It really looks like him. And then I gave him a little name tag so that he had.
You should have just made it Yay, because that's what he legally changed his name to. Yeah.
Well, guess what? That's what it's going to be right now. But the cool thing is, I left 5 windows here because there's going to be plenty of other celebrities hit rock bottom throughout the duration of this podcast. So this will be a running sticker, and we will have people's heads popping out of each window as it goes. And once the bus is...
That's big.
Yeah, so I was excited. That it came together a lot more. The red made it pop.
That is a good one. I like that.
So here's our Liquid Courage.
That's pretty good too.
I had that idea after after I drew this one originally because I saw a really cool tattoo that was this style but not like that, shaped like this. But then I was like, oh, that'll be awesome. Of course, there's Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan is just Dylan. You can't beat Dylan. The Jugmans. We've got 2 variations. We got him smiling and catching a ball. And then we got an old piss jug on top for everybody. You can see that.
I heard that's the best thing to put on top of your cake.
And then that is him doing that. Here is this is just big deal.
Big deal.
Yeah, he's a little deal, but he's a big deal.
That's pretty cool.
I was so excited drawing that. I love pickleball. Pickleball's awesome, people. You need to.
You also like pickles, which reminds me about that fucking thing I told you about the other day, man. We need to
Pickle Fest.
Yeah, Picklesburg it's called.
Oh my gosh. I have seen that stuff so many freaking times.
If you make it up there, we'll go down. I'm off for it. I'm off that whole weekend, so we'll go down and just let me know if you're off for it, and if you make it up there, we'll go pickle it up.
Well,
maybe record a little bonus shit while we're down there.
I'll look up when it is. I have this one for us.
I fucking forgot about that, dude.
I'm super excited just because that one I could see just on bottles and shit that people would like have.
I totally forgot about that.
Beer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. I love doing these little things. These QR code ones are fun. This one's going to be a really fun one.
Oh, yeah, that's the cartoon me.
Yeah, have responsible will be fun. So I think we'll do a run of 5 first. We've got a bunch to choose from, luckily, and a bunch to come out. If there's any specifically you guys have seen that we've showed that you like, comment that shit and we'll forget.
Yeah, dude, for real.
Those will be in the run, in the first run that I place, and then there will be plenty of other just, I don't know, banner related content and stickers coming and fun
things and shit.
This one will be. This is one that I'm working on. Is a gumball machine. I just got to figure out
what's going to be in it.
What's going to be in it? I was talking to Faith about it. I thought about adding characters from throughout our podcast. So, like, I would draw an actual piss jugman. I would draw a Dylan. I would draw a goat. Like, and put them in little capsules. And then, like, you're gonna win a random one of our prizes. But I just don't know how it would. I gotta test it out a couple to see how it would look with being this small. But I'm excited. I just did that. I was working on it. I did that.
I saw the Jonathan in there. I remember you sending me that one though.
Yeah, this is before I was able to put him through and added 180 plus years of wisdom, or 90 plus years of wisdom.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I was super excited. Jonathan will of course be the first one, or in the first run. He's a given. Jonathan's the best. Everybody, if you see Jonathan there, you see him now.
He's still kicking. It's still going.
But I'm excited. It's just a little extra stuff. We're gonna do a little more advertising. Cleaned out a lot of business cards and whatnot this summer on vacation. We'll see if we can grow this thing.
Yeah, and we're gonna start kidnapping people and beating the shit out of them live on air. Except we're not gonna call it that. We're gonna borrow them. That's what it is.
Oh, okay. Without their permission.
Yeah. Or with their permission. On the record with their permission, off the record without their permission.
Okay. As long as you're clarifying it, I'm listening. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll recreate bum fights.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. That would kick our podcast off if we just had a 5-minute just. All right, guys. Now we're gonna break away. Center of downtown Glenville, West Virginia. This guy right here has been living on the riverbed for the last 3.5 months. Has been eaten out of a half-broken canoe. Why? Just because he says it's comfortable. Very odd, but he's really rambunctious. This other guy, we just found him. His name's Todd. And they're going to go at it for 5 minutes straight. Todd's going to whip on him. But the guy with the canoe is going to come through because he's been eating sandwiches out of a canoe. And if you have that, that's Superman's kryptonite, Todd. You can't do anything with man in a canoe.
Yeah.
No, he's just unbeatable, man. A lot of randomness to come with these bum fights, I'm telling you. It's going to be excited.
I can't fucking believe that guy actually did that shit. I thought
really smart.
I thought it was really funny thing when he went on Dr. Phil and dressed up as Dr. Phil.
Yeah, the guy... Well, I thought he made a good argument to Dr. Phil.
He made the only argument he needed to make. What he was doing was wrong, but Dr. Phil's not the fucking guy to tell him that.
And what's the difference between what he's doing?
Exactly. That's exactly why Dr. Phil's not the guy to tell him that, because Dr. Phil just gets fucked up people on his show. Yeah. Makes a bunch of fucking money.
It's a different format, but it's the same thing. And it's really like, It's funny because every time I see that clip, I like watching. But when I first saw it, I thought Dr. Phil was going to own him until he spoke, and then he literally just he just laid it out like, dude, I am you.
Didn't Dr. Phil kick him out? Didn't he?
I don't think they finished.
Yeah, I don't think they did. I don't think it probably never aired.
That's probably why those clips are only online.
Yeah. Because I never remember seeing anything about that.
Oh man, that's funny. I'm glad you remember that. That's a really good point.
Yeah, that's funny. That was that shit. I remember when I heard that, and I just fucking laughed. I was like, "Damn, he got him." He didn't even have to say anything, and he got him. He got him real good.
Yeah, very, very smart. Oh my gosh,
I gotta see. I feel like you sent me something for the. Oh yeah, you just sent me the Bobby fella. I was looking back at what you sent me for the thing.
Yeah, I know. I know. I had stuff. I had notes and stuff. But not really thinking. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't need them.
Don't need.
All right. We definitely don't need them in person. We've done this a billion times without a camera.
It's the same. Yeah, it's just normal conversations.
Might talk shit on a couple of less people.
Yeah, dude. This is just really random, but as it goes. Today, me and Faith were driving up to Clarksburg. We were dropping off some baby stuff to my sister first for a woman.
Yeah,
and I had a flashback to my wedding day that, like, right now I could get emotional if I really sat and thought about it. But, dude, it flashed me back to the moment that, like, Faith got out of the car and that, like, I can just, looking back at the videos and everything, it was just awesome. And it just had me thinking, like, I haven't gotten that feeling just from listening to a non-vocal song, like, ever.
Yeah.
And, it just brought it back to those days. Bam. We talked about it once. I loved my wedding day, dude.
Your wedding day was fucking sick.
Like,
that was really fun. I wish we were doing this show when you got married.
Oh, dude, that would have been
that would have been a whole 3-hour episode of nothing but the weekend recap.
Yes,
it really was.
Yes,
there was so much shit that happened, so much stories that got exchanged. Like it was a lot of fun that was had. That shit was a blast. I don't know. I know for a fact I've never been to one more fun than that, and I don't know how you top it.
See, I don't like my viewpoint on it because I don't want to be selfish and be like, oh yeah, that was I just look at it as, for the type of wedding that it was, you can recreate things like that, but the moments that were had there made it unbeatable.
It was just the right group of people.
Yeah.
At a lot of weddings, you'll see people bring their entire families, which you guys still kind of did. But most of the time, when you bring people's entire families, there's at least one or two people that are a real fucking problem.
Yep.
That get too drunk or don't know how to control their kids or whatever else. But none of that happened. Like, everybody just fucking had a good time. And some people probably did even get too drunk, but not to the point where it got bad.
No.
It was just really, really fun.
Yeah, everybody seemed to just enjoy the moment.
Yeah, every one of them.
Oh my gosh, dude! It's so, just flashing back today. Like, I was thinking about it there, and I was like, I'm excited. I'm going to talk to Wyatt about this on the podcast, just because that whole weekend, man. Like,
you guys' 2-year anniversary is very soon.
I know, that's why Faith was talking about it, because I felt embarrassed because I started crying and I turned away from her in the car, and I explained why in a sec, afterwards, but she's like, yeah, that's coming up, and it's just so crazy that it's already been that. I was like,
yeah,
I didn't think, I know I remember that day and everything, but hearing that song, dude, I remember it flashed. I remember everything from that freaking day. And it was so great. It was so great. Oh my gosh, especially after our wedding, whenever me and Faith were already in, but it didn't, they introduced to all of you guys, all the bridal party and everything. It was nice for me and Faith to be sitting down and have that time to just... That shit was fun. That's all me and her were doing. We're just looking around at each of our sides of the tables, and then everybody coming in, and we were getting to really appreciate everybody that took the time to come, and then again, just the moment that it is. It was awesome. Oh my gosh.
Dude, shout out to whoever the two people were that threw me my beers. I forget. Kevin was one of them. Do you remember whenever everybody had their fucking little entrance into your thing?
Was it I think
It
Kelsey.
was me and Kelsey. No, it was me and Kelsey walked in together, and she said she wouldn't have caught him. So I had somebody on each side of the room throwing me one, and I caught both of them. I don't know how I did it. The throws were terrific too.
It's on our wedding thing. It's on our wedding video. It's on YouTube too. So
that's awesome.
You can check that out.
I will never forget. Me and Nathan were just like making fun of the videographer guy, and we didn't realize it, and the drone was fucking like right. we looked up, and this thing was like 4 feet from us. Like we were just sitting there talking shit. We were like, it wasn't like angry talking shit. It was just funny. Like we were just cracking jokes. We were just making jokes about this guy. And then like we're sitting there for a minute, and then both of us kind of like turned our heads at the same time. This fucking thing is like 5 feet from us. I'm like, oh shit. We both just started laughing really hard.
Yeah, in post he was like
fucking asshole. He was a nice fella. He was a nice fella, and he was very good at his job too. So
yeah,
while I did make a lot of jokes at him, he did everything very well. Shouts out to that guy.
Yeah, we shout out to everybody that that participated. Everybody, our entire wedding party, and
I remember me and a couple of your family members that will remain unnamed stood over in that field for about 20 minutes exchanging pictures of store-bought items.
Yeah, I believe that. There's that happens a time or two with that person, and
it was 2 people. One of them was a little older.
Okay, yeah, that's also. Those are the only 2 people it would have been, which is even funnier.
It was so funny. We were all like pulling up our phones, like just passing around, like, yeah, got this in the house. Oh yeah, I got this in the car.
Oh my god,
that shit was funny, man.
Dude,
there was really not a dull moment of that whole day. No. What I'm surprised of is that I'm the one that tied everybody's ties. I didn't think that I would ever be that guy in my life because I didn't think I'd ever know how to tie one. I had so much practice because I practiced a shitload before going because I didn't want to be the only person that didn't know how to tie a fucking tie. And it turned out being almost the opposite. Like I was one of the only.
I was the only other person that did. Yeah, and I was too nervous, so you were tying everybody.
I tied yours too.
Did you?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I tied yours too. I at least retied it. I think it got a little like.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think it got a little off centered, and I retied it. I don't know if I tied it the first time, but I tied every one of the groomsmen's ties, which surprised me because I remember like going into it. I'm like, fuck, I can't tie a tie. I need to look up this video and practice this a few times because I don't want to be embarrassed being the only guy that can't tie a tie.
Oh, I was wrong. Out of my family, like nothing against them, I'm the only person that cares to dress like that at any point, and so. But it was good. It was nice. I think aside from my sister's wedding, I think that was the first time my siblings have been in a tie.
So. Really?
Oh yeah. Does not happen a lot, but it was great, dude. Even the bonfire afterwards, from the chilling and the freaking.
That was also a blast.
Just the activities and the music that happened, and dude, right before we left, oh my gosh, we ate so much fudge. Oh my gosh, shout out, freaking.
The food was good. Fucking everything about that was good. Yeah, we're sitting here recapping a wedding from 2 years ago. That's how you know it was a good.
That shit was awesome. You can't. You gotta enjoy all these times, but especially whenever the times are good, it's awesome to be able to think back and have a good freaking 12-hour period and all of it be enjoyable.
Yeah, it was a fucking blast.
Oh my gosh!
And speaking of having good times and enjoying the good times, I think we're really close to this. Is 22.
Yeah.
We're really close to the half-year mark.
That's crazy.
We're coming in hot.
Yeah.
4 weeks. 26 roughly is about the half-year mark. So I pitched you a couple weeks ago. I think this would be a good way to enjoy the first half a year and look back on some of the shit, some of the characters, some of the things that have been said and done. I think we have our own little award show for episode 26.
I like that.
I think we have our own award show for episode 26. I already have some awards in mind.
Oh, great.
This will hopefully be the only one where we vote on the stuff. Hopefully, if we do this again at the end of the year or a year and a half or whatever we do, hopefully there's enough viewers to put up polls and we can get votes on it. But what we're going to do is we're going to decide between the two of us who wins. But I've already got some nominees. I've got some awards. I've still got some cooking that are in my brain.
Yeah.
I got them in my notes here on the phone. We'll go after them off the air. We'll go over them off the air, and then we'll we'll tell everybody officially whenever we actually decide on which ones we're narrowing it down to.
Yep.
But I thought that was a good little way to reminisce on the 6 months, because
it will, and that'll feel a good podcast as well. That'll feel a good hour time, and then we can do it with our regular, our regular talking and whatnot.
Yeah, and it would. I think it also has the potential to be really fucking funny.
Yeah, that's going to be really enjoyable. I'm excited for this.
And it doesn't even have to be about shit that went on the show. It could be something we even just skimmed over, some like news event that happened that we just skimmed over.
That'll be great. My notes are so jam packed that it'll actually be really, really good.
And of course,
out of this week.
And I think I don't know if it's too early, but I think we can induct one of our characters into our Hall of Fame. And if it's too early, you know what? We'll do a Hall of Fame at the end of the first year. We're at least building an all-star team here.
I like it.
We're gonna name some all-stars out of the people who've been mentioned and came up in the show, and repeat offenders, if you will.
Yeah.
Names such as Piss Jugman, the Pope. Either one of them. The devil
I
or
like
the
that. No, yeah, I like that. Cool. Names are a good one, as well as characters, because then you have a possibility of winning multiple categories for some people.
Yeah. And that's the only award I know for a fact that we're doing.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We could also look back to maybe best episode. We could look back to all kinds of shit. But yeah, we can workshop that off the thing. But that's
I love it.
I think a good little half year award show, just because I think it's a good bit longer than we expected to do it, at least concurrently.
Yeah,
like we've not failed to put one out.
I made it a point.
Yeah, like it's been
even if they're bad, and we're sorry they're bad, but come back in 2 years if we're still doing it, and I bet from the equipment to the quality to everything will be different.
Well, shit, I bet if you look back right now, I mean, we're only 22 in. If you look back to number 1, I bet it's night and day already.
Yeah,
like it's already become like a natural thing. Like the first couple episodes, I felt like I had to like almost put on a radio tone. You know what I mean?
Trying to get comfortable.
And then eventually it's just like natural. Like I'm just fucking talking, just on a video call. It's getting recorded.
Yeah,
I think it was just hard at first because I was used to the like video conferences like that only being about something very important,
interview,
like a job.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so I think that's what kind of made it rough at first. Like it kind of made it not natural because it felt like it was almost a job, but it's like nobody can fire us from this. Like this is our thing.
Yeah, we got to just do this.
Yeah.
And as we do it, it'll improve. As we do these in-person ones, from the setups to everything will improve. And hopefully the sound comes through on this. And if it does not, well, we're sorry.
That would actually fucking suck. I think we should be good.
We should be good indeed.
Because we did quite a few test runs, or you did quite a few test runs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you tested right.
I tested it. Yeah. We started both with mics and without mics. We are going without mics for this because I'm not outside, so I'm not using portable mics at the moment.
Yeah, I think the whole mics and headsets would only be better in a bigger like wider setup.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I also think we need to have a splitter going from that. I think it needs to be a real camera with a splitter for our mics so that we have different sound streams.
And this will also be the another thing that we'll have to figure out is find some way or another to focus this on each other, because that's what our regular one looks like a lot. It'll often focus on whoever's talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm it's another reason why I'm trying to make sure that I am giving you time to talk. So I'm sorry if I'm talking over to you, and I'm sorry if it's turning that way.
You're good. I like the I like that. I really like the I like the cut back and forth, but it'd be nice to have that for the in-person ones too, because this one's just stationary. Because we don't have anybody recording this. Like this is us. That's your phone.
Well, I actually thought about this, and I mean, this is part of talking about this part of the podcast, so we can talk about it. Because I thought about having it to where we actually were logged in on my account, and then joint account, kind of normally are. That way we have 2 camera views, and then in post when I'm editing, because the sound's still going to come through on this singular one either way.
We could leave the audio on one, mute the audio on the other one, and we'd have 2 different cameras.
I have 2.
Swap it. Yeah, okay.
Do a side angle. That way, like at this point in time, we can talk like this, or
we could do multiple cuts without a cameraman.
Yeah,
you're right.
But
that's a fucking good idea. I like that. I like that because we definitely are not going to get anybody to agree to sit here and record fucking this for multiple hours.
Yeah, not from the same thing.
Yeah, because we don't pay anybody, because we don't even pay ourselves for this, because nobody pays us.
No, this is a hobby and an interest.
Unless somebody wants to start paying us, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Give me $1 and I'll
come chill.
I'll talk about it. Yeah. I'll let you bully me for $1. I'll let you bully me hard for $1. For $5, I'll bully you. So yeah, check out our NIL deal from the BBP.
Are we eligible for NIL deals, or are these just regular deals? These just deals.
Well, what doesn't NIL doesn't specifically mean college, does it?
I think it does. It stands for next in line, I believe. I think that's like college athlete exclusive. I think that's the reason they're allowed to get paid, is what it is.
But I'm next in line in terms of the paid podcasters.
There you go. That's right.
I'm NILP, next in line podcaster.
Yeah.
So the NILP deal should say somewhere in there that we could get paid $1 or $5 for stuff. Pay us and we'll do something specific. But until then, let me know what you're thinking, and yeah.
And if you don't, let us know what you're thinking. And if you don't enjoy, then you can fuck yourself.
Yeah, or at least,
or maybe not.
Yeah, just keep listening until you do enjoy.
Somebody else, yeah.
Then give me a like. Give us a like and follow.
And to subscribe.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. It's a subscribe on this
on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what we're doing, people.
We're on Spotify, which we're not on yet. But when we get on Spotify, I don't know what they do. I don't use Spotify, but we'll be on there.
I have Spotify. That's what I listen on.
I don't know if it's follow or subscribe. Yeah, I feel like it's follow, but it doesn't matter.
Either way, you're liking us.
Yeah, hit all the fucking buttons. Actually, just not the block one or the report one.
Yeah.
Don't get any fucking ideas. I shouldn't have even said that. Don't get any ideas. Definitely don't hit the report one.
Hit the report one because I'd want to know what it was for.
Yeah.
Because yeah. So actually, if you're listening to this, go ahead and hit the report one on this one.
Yeah.
And just say that you don't know why, but you had a feeling.
I'm sure there's a box that says other, and just because he told me.
Yeah. We told you to.
Yeah, because we told you.
And I want to know what our email will say, and if we get one.
Yeah, probably not if just one person does it. You have to be multiple people. Everybody have to get on board.
But what if it is a ratio thing, and they look at the amount of views to?
Oh shit! Yeah, it's like 3 people watching. They're like, "Fuck, 2 of them reported." 56% of the people that watch this reported this video. This must be bad.
Well, what's funny is the people that watch this probably know each other, so contact each other, figure out who is reporting, and then the other ones don't.
Yeah,
so that's
send each other some letters via carrier pigeon.
Yeah,
do whatever
they take. Dude, I got some. Did you end up watching the Tom Segura?
I didn't yet. I might tonight. I probably.
Oh my gosh! Everybody needs to go and watch that. And then don't get mad at me because I told you to watch Tom Segura's Bad Thoughts. It is the most inappropriate, out of pocket, crazy short stories that Netflix has ever put out. And I'm very, very, very surprised that I saw him talking about it, and he said, well, I didn't tell him what I was doing. But, that's what I find funny is that he spent their money filming, and then they watched it and found out.
Yeah! That's fucking sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm surprised that they watched it and then was like, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. It gives me hope for that platform because I think they've realized they've pumped out such a high volume of low grade content that now they need to start kind of seeing what people might actually want. And I don't think people want this, but my gosh, is it not entertaining? It's like I wish I could come up because it's on Netflix. You can't find cuts from it on Insta or on YouTube yet, or I would show it so that other people could see it. But it is, bro, out of pocket. When you get to the scene where he is with the pretty dark-haired French girl, text me and let me know what you think after it.
Okay.
And you guys comment and just look. I'm sorry.
Apology in advance. I don't even know what it is. Yeah. So I'll take your apology in advance.
Yeah. Too. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth watching. Yeah. 6 episodes, pretty easy to get through.
How long?
Between 30 minutes and 45.
That's all right.
Yeah, not bad. He made it to where I guess he had written a bunch of movies, short movies, but then they were like, well, why don't you? Somebody told him, why don't you turn them into short stories and we could film multiples? And so he pitched some idea to Netflix. Netflix was like, no, we'll only make this many because I guess he had a shit ton of them. So he picked 6 of them specifically and made them. And it's cool the way it's set up.
And some of the shit that I've seen on Netflix, like, what criteria do you have to meet to get it approved? Like, I almost feel like we could get something approved on Netflix.
Oh, we definitely could.
Those guys are...
If we had good editing, we could.
Yeah.
Like, we would just have to show them that the talent is beyond the conversation, that it's a little more, you know.
Yeah, I think we could make a solid movie. I think somebody should fund the short horror film we want to do. I think somebody should fund that.
Depending on if we can find people to do it or if we can do it ourselves, I can I have the equipment to record the stuff. Like I make short films at the college, so.
It's funny because I already know what I would want it to be because it would be like a funny horror film. I wouldn't want to spoil the plot, but it's fucking really fun. I talk to Jocelyn about it all the time. Pretty much any time we watch a horror movie.
Start writing it, dude.
I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking I always have this same comment. I'm just like, what if? I'm not going to say what I'll talk to you about it off air, but I'm like, you know how much shorter this fucking movie would be if there's one person just.
Dude, I'm very excited for this. This will be a good clip. This might be a good a good short film to throw into one of the podcast episodes as we introduce ourselves and
that would be very fun.
What we're doing, because then we could also list it on, as what it is itself. But that'd be a good feature film for us, man. Yeah. I'm excited for that. That is going to happen.
Funny as shit.
Well, we've got the stuff. There's no reason for it not to, especially if you're creative enough to come up with that sort of stuff, you know?
I would hope that I could write something that could be a good 10 to 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
Like, it would be a lot of bullshit. It would be really fucking funny. It probably wouldn't even be scary at all. But
that's perfect.
It would be funny as shit. I think it'd be a good one to dive into. But yeah, I'll tell you the whole premise of it off of here because I don't want to. If we ever do actually do it, I don't want people to be like, I'm not going to watch this 15-minute thing. I know what happens.
I want everybody or anybody that watches this, whenever you see one of us, to talk to us about it and say, dude, you guys have to do this, and bully and pressure us. And
specifically bully him.
I love peer pressure. But more than peer pressure, I love the results of bullying. So, if you really, really want to, I would absolutely love it. It would make me this happy if he would just bully and peer pressure me into getting him to write it. If he writes it, that's all it'll take because I'll film it. But I probably couldn't. I could come up with something, but it'd be so generic because of the genre that is, that I know I'd rather have you do it, especially with the enthusiasm that you have for it. I know that we could come together and make something. It may not be good.
It may not be good. It would be funny. Like, if nothing else, I promise you it would at least be funny. It would. Oh my gosh. It would be funny. I have an idea for your character that I know that you would knock out of the park.
I cannot wait for my guys. Nobody does know, but one of my favorite things is to just lie. Like, in high school, I loved just deceiving people with feelings and emotions, and I just love that he's thought of a character for me already. This is gonna be exciting, dude. Oh my gosh.
It's funny. Oh, it'd be really funny. I think we could just get one or two of our friends to be in on it, and I think that would It'd be all we needed, really.
Yeah. That would be great.
We could use this house.
That'd be so easy. Yeah, we're gonna make that happen. That'll come out this year. That'll be maybe by Halloween time, probably. That would be a good time to shoot it.
It'd be fucking funny.
Heck yeah. I am really looking forward to that now.
Yeah.
Another show. I'm not gonna throw it into my review because my review, sorry guys. I was hoping for a good review this week for the end of the podcast, and it fell through. So I've decided to try a new food review. So me and him can both try it because we're both just food. We like this kind of food. But this review is just a show review. I want to talk to you about it. Have you seen anything on the Ted Lasso show?
I did whenever it first started. I heard that it was good. It was like the best thing on Apple TV, which...
It is the best thing on Apple TV. I am midway through season 3 right now, so I've watched a lot of it.
I didn't know there were that many. I thought there were only 2.
No, there's 3, and I think they're working on 4. But
nice.
For me personally, dude, this is one of the best sports TV shows ever written.
Yeah.
Ever written. I cannot I hate that it's on Apple. I wish, I recommend it to anybody that has it and hasn't watching that to watch that show, because you're like, I don't want to watch some stupid dumb sports show with Jason Sudeikis, and no, you want to watch this show because it is not what you think. It has it brings every emotion out in you. It presents every emotion. It presents every life situation in so many various and honestly at certain times unforeseen or unknowing situations or scenarios that they bring it up in. It is amazing, and they have won. It's only been out for a couple of years, since 2020 or 2021. They've won ridiculous amounts of Emmys. They have won ridiculous amounts of awards. So many people. One of the guys that plays a main character on there, he was a player turns coach. He won an Emmy for Best Supporting Actor, I believe.
Huh.
In his acceptance speech, you can watch it, and I hope everybody does. I'm going to find it right now, if I can. He turns to everybody and he says, Jason, thank you. If you need, I will kill somebody for you. I can't find it, and that upsets me, but I'll find it some other time. But everybody, he just said he'd kill for Jason Sudeikis, and he meant it because of how that show's changed their life.
Yeah.
And there's been multiple people that I've seen say that same thing that have come from that show, and it's cool to see. And then especially being a sports show, it makes no sense to you at first because you're like, why the fuck is he coaching soccer in a real? But then they end up explaining it, and you're like, wow, this story is developed. Great show. Recommend it for everybody. That was just a slight intermission there.
Yeah. I mean, I can go into my review here.
No, it's just great. We'll do that. Yeah,
this was the movie I was watching when I saw this ad, and the sequel's coming out in August. I watched Nobody. Have you heard of that movie?
I don't know.
It's got what's his name? Bob Odenkirk, I think. The guy from Better Call Saul.
I love Bob Odenkirk, bro.
He's a fucking really good actor.
He used to be a really funny comedian, dude.
Yeah,
he's funny as shit.
The movie is extremely good. I watched it with my girlfriend the other day. I told her, I said, if you take out,
I have seen. Yeah. I've seen the commercials for that. I've never seen it.
It's a fucking very good movie. I recommend you watch it. I told her, I said, man, if you take the fact that John Wick is Keanu Reeves, if you take Keanu Reeves out of the equation, I think that this character might be a little bit more of a badass than John Wick.
Really?
Not necessarily in the shit he does, but just throughout the movie, just the people that are scared of him.
Is it the realism of stuff?
It's no, it's not even really. Well, I guess it could be. I don't know. This guy just fucking.
For me,
John Wick was a little bullshit.
That's the only thing that gets me with John Wick. He's cool. The moves they're doing are real. It's just too much like a comic book to me. And
by the time you get to John Wick 3, it gets fucking silly. Dude, 1 and 2 are really, really good. They're some of the best movies ever.
I remember whenever we were sitting down, almost like this, me, you, and Nathan were sitting down in Andy's house watching. Which one was it? Was that the 4th one?
3rd one.
Was it the 3rd?
It was the 3rd one. I remember.
The 3rd one, and we were all on our activities, on our.
That's the best way to word it. We were on activity.
we were just watching the kitchen scene, and we were all like, "That's great," but then at a certain point, we were like, "Where's he getting all these knives?"
And we all like were just calling spots from the movie because I think I even said, "Watch this guy throw like fucking 84 knives. You're like, watch him throw a lot more knives than he has," and then he definitely did. I will remember him trying to run across that street, and he gets hit by he gets goddamn pinballed off of like 3 or 4 separate cars, and then he gets up and runs off, and then Nathan just said, "Yeah, all right."
Yeah. Because all he did was grab his hip and he started running like that. Because that's all that you like. Yeah.
So, and then the fucking motorcycle chase when he was on the horse. Like, don't get me wrong, it's badass stuff. But after you watch the first 2, and they're kind of fucking realistic, and then you watch the third one, and you're like, what are they doing?
Now they're just
doing shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's like almost Fast and Furious levels of doing shit. Like, when's John Wick gonna go to space?
They are they are one level below that.
Yeah, but no, this movie was. I told Jocelyn, I said, if you like,
I'm gonna keep that on there. I might use your Peacock.
Yeah, it's on Peacock.
I just saw that. I'm gonna keep that on my Safari.
Yeah, I told her. I said John Wick gets a lot of points because he's Keanu Reeves.
Mm-hmm. And he's good. Yeah. He's damn good.
Yeah, I say if you take the actors out of who's playing these characters, this guy might fucking be cooler.
Yeah.
Like awesome. I guess without spoiling very much of it, I mean, it is from like 2020.
Yeah, no, you can spoil it. Yeah.
What it is, he's just this dude that used to be like essentially a fucking hitman. He was like, he's got like the FBI's afraid of him, the CIA's afraid of him. Like he was the guy that was hired to clean up like fucking whoever paid him to kill somebody in one of the 3-letter agencies. It was his job. So like all of these people were afraid of him, and crime lords and shit were afraid of him. He's just a bad motherfucker. Like he just does all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it any better than that, but like John Wick started his thing off of, the dog. Mm-hmm. The dog was the first movie. The car was the second movie, and then the third movie
he just wanted out.
Yeah, that is what it was. He wanted out, and I never watched the fourth one. But yeah, that guy, his whole thing started like he got set off because people broke into his house and tried to steal some of his money, and he thought they accidentally stole his daughter's bracelet. There was like a bowl of money on the dining room table, and they reached in and grabbed like a handful of the cash, and then like he let them go because he could tell that they weren't harmful or anything. Yeah. Like they were just trying to break in and take some money. Like he even saw that their pistol wasn't loaded. That's why he didn't do anything to him. Mm-hmm. And they fucking like his little daughter asked where her kitty cat bracelet was, and then he because she was looking around in the bowl for it that they took the money out of, and he just like stops and he walks out of the door and he finds out where these fucking people live, and then he goes to their house and just like beats the fuck out of them. And they didn't have the bracelet, and then he left, and then he took a bus home, and just because he was mad, he fought like fucking 6 or 7 dudes at one time. He was just pissed off, and he was sitting in the back of the bus, and he like saw this lady getting fucked with, and he was like, "Oh, all right, I guess now's my chance to blow off some steam." And he just beat the fuck out of all these guys. And then the whole story of the movie stems from like one of those guys was like some mob boss's brother or something like that. So they sent a bunch of people after him, but he just fucked all of them up too. Like it was a really good movie. I liked it.
That's like a mix between John Wick and any of Liam Neeson movies.
Yeah.
Like Liam Neeson, I've been watching his movies. Like I've been going to theaters watching his movies since middle school, and they've never changed. Like or since I was in elementary school. I remember watching. I want to say the one where they stole his daughter, but that's everyone. But it was one of the early ones where they stole his daughter. They ended up making like 3 of them, and oh my gosh, like I still remember that. But then every one of them I watched afterwards, man, I've seen this. He's just slowly aging in them. That's it.
Yeah.
But his acting is the same, so it's like, man, how is your skills not deteriorating with your age?
Liam Neeson's awesome. I watched Ted a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it was really fucking funny that he was in. Was he? I forget if it was 1 or 2, but he was in a scene in Ted. Remember, he was buying the fucking Trick cereal.
Yeah, I think that's 2. I think it is 2 because he's working in the thing. Right?
Yeah, well, he works at the grocery store in the first one. That's when he gets the job. That's where he gets the job, and he keeps saying all that wild shit to his boss, and his boss keeps rewarding him.
Yeah, he said,
he took guts. Yeah, he had sex with that lady on top of the produce, and then he was like,
"I sold that artichoke to a family of 5 children."
Yeah, and he goes, "It takes guts. We need guts. I'm giving you a promotion."
You have real issues, don't you?
Yeah.
And then he meets Tan.
But yeah, Nobody is a really fucking good movie. If you have Peacock, watch it. It might be on something else too, but I know it's on Peacock because that's what I watched it on.
Yeah.
And Nobody 2 comes out in August, so I'm gonna be in the theater to watch that. I don't know what other people are doing.
I'm excited.
I liked that movie. It was a good one.
There's a couple movies I want to watch now. Me and Faith were going to watch a movie today, but we didn't end up having time. I want to watch Thunderbolts. I want to watch Stitch.
Yeah.
And right now, that's about it. But I'm getting ready to watch. I'm excited for Fantastic Four. I'm excited for Superman. I'm excited. There's a lot of movies I'm excited for. Faith sent me a few serious movies, a couple sci-fi movies.
I'm excited for the next Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a good one. I think we need to do, if we ever do like a watch along type deal, like we've thrown out the idea of talking about before, we need to do it on one of those.
We could easily do that because we could just turn my phone towards the TV and then have the camera set up on us, and then we could put on in post. I could put us in the corner. Everybody gets to view it. You all get to enjoy the movie and hear our commentary.
I think we could even find a way to do it from home. Like if we ever wanted to, we could find a way to us regular podcast style, cut it in half or stack us on top of each other or something and have the movie playing.
Yep.
And then we're just sitting there talking shit, which I think would be really fun to. I think that would be really fun to do for a lot of movies. Horror movies, I think, would be a good category to do that for, especially the dumber ones.
Yeah.
Like the better ones, I usually try to shut up and watch. But once I get to a point in a horror movie where I know it's a joke, I fucking treat it like one. I'm a hard person to watch horror movies with. I don't think Jocelyn likes watching horror movies with me because if it's not good, you're going to get a lot of extra commentary from me.
For me, I don't enjoy horror movies because the good ones are scary. I get through scariness by breaking tension. So I find the small details that I can make a joke about so that I'm calming myself down because it's a good one.
Yeah, I've done that before too. Yeah.
Not that I'm doing what you're doing and I'm just cracking jokes about everything because got to make the movie better because the movie's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is how the first one was. Or the second one was. Wait, no. The first one wasn't good. The second one wasn't bad.
Right.
Because the first one was... I watched the first one with Faith.
Yeah, that is right. The first one fucking sucked. The first one
bad.
was a complete joke. That's the one that we definitely got to do a thing on if we do it. The second one was not terrible.
No, not comparing it to the first one.
The first one sucked. The first one was dog shit.
Yeah, that was a bad movie. I need to watch this Popeye one that's coming out.
Yeah. There's a Bambi one too, I've heard.
That would be crazy. A murderous Bambi. That would be a crazy movie.
But yeah, these, I think, I don't know if all of these are, but I think a good chunk of these are like, I think the Bambi one at least is like in the same universe as the Pooh one. Like they call it, I'm not lying to you when I say this is not a joke. I've seen it referred to as the Poohniverse.
The Poohniverse.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The second one was just more of a realistic, scary horror movie. Yeah. The first one was just fucking dumb. But it was also the first one. The first one gets me because it's the first time that you're seeing that sort of concept of Winnie the Pooh in that.
Yeah.
And it's not how I was expecting it. So I was prejudging it based off of no actual expectations. So it might also be on me. But it was a shit movie.
And then the second one kind of loops back around and explains everything. They're like, oh no, Christopher Robin was just fucked in the head.
Yeah.
Like these animals were never nice to him. He was just a deranged fucking little boy. It was a really weird stuff. The whole thing, yeah.
I don't recommend those movies, but I recommend them when we watch them for you guys. Because we'll throw in some entertaining facts with it. Maybe it was just a joke parody, and then they took off and they're like, well, let's see what we can do with a little bit more money.
Yeah, let's try to make some money, I guess.
Well, they definitely did. They did solid there.
They did. They filled all of the plot holes from the first one because there were so many things that I was watching in the second one that made me think like, how the fuck's this happening? Why is this different? What's going on here?
Yeah.
And then in the second movie, they cover all the plot holes in it, so that like they did a good job repairing that shitstorm or salvaging it at least. Like they did a really good job of that.
Yep. If anybody's just now tuning in, go. Well, you can see it now. I'll throw it back on screen here, just the cover for it, because you can check those out. But look forward to in the future we'll review those with a live.
Yeah, we'll watch them. We'll watch them.
Yeah.
I don't know how far we are into this bitch, but I think now's a good time for our bracket. It's been eating me up.
Yeah.
Let's
take a slight intermission.
All right.
And now edit.
After a short little intermission there, we got probably my new favorite thing that we do. I like this thing a lot. It's a good concept. It makes me think throughout the week. And this one, I wish I would have thought about it because it's so soon. We should have, since we got our dad's NASCAR drivers, we should have waited for Father's Day. But since it's so close, but we didn't. So we're going to do it now.
We can do top. There's a lot of great fathers out there in the movie realm. We could do top fathers throughout movie history.
We will do that. We'll do a father bracket for Father's Day. But yeah, our winner nowadays is going to get this bitch right here. It's old World Heavyweight Championship belt. So whoever wins our bracket this week, feel free to come pick this up. Or don't. They're probably not going to. Actually, you probably shouldn't because it's got to go to whoever wins next week.
Yeah, I was going to say. Or whenever we do it again, whether it's weekly, bi-weekly, tri-weekly, or more, you're more than welcome. Borrow it for the duration of your winnings, but you must bring it back to either Pittsburgh or West Virginia afterward.
And you can wear it around, but I will tell you it's kid-sized. I got it when I was probably 8 years old, so it is kid-sized. Well, it might not fit you, but that's fine.
It's real, and
it's real. Yeah, it's real as fuck. Like if I were to hit Justin with this right now, he wouldn't have a good time.
No,
it's fucking heavy. It's real. It's just not big.
But with that, this week we're gonna do as I said, we're doing NASCAR drivers. So far,
I thought it was very appropriate, since our last bracket winner was kind of sort of a NASCAR movie.
Yes.
Since I guess our first bracket winner, because that was our first one. Right? Yeah, that was our first sports movie bracket. Was the Talladega Nights won that? So I thought maybe we should just do a NASCAR driver bracket.
Yep.
Now I don't know if all time best might be the word for this because we picked these. I guess these are
personal.
These are for us.
Yeah. Personal. Yeah, just our personal all-time NASCAR drivers.
And what sucks is I wasn't necessarily raised by my dad. I lived with my mom growing up, but I did adopt a lot of my dad's favorite NASCAR drivers. So unfortunately, I didn't really get to pick my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
But I picked my new favorites. I'm not real big on NASCAR.
Yeah,
but I picked the guys that I know just from the video games and from the little bit of races that I have watched. NASCAR Sunday used to be a thing in this house. You remember that?
Yeah.
Whenever football would end, we were so used to getting together and drinking on Sundays, like me, you, and Celie, and whoever else, that we ended up for probably a season or two adopted NASCAR Sunday in the house. Like football ended, and we were like, "What the fuck are we supposed to do on Sundays now? Like, why are we supposed to drink now?" We just started watching NASCAR.
3 hours long every Sunday. You couldn't beat it, and it was really cool because each of us actually were fans of NASCAR to some extent, and both of us being primarily because of our fathers, but still.
And Celie too.
We knew those drivers, so it was. I was excited once he said this. I thought this was cool, and I know. If anybody I know, 2 of the people that watch this, or the only 2 that watch this, also watch NASCAR, or at least know. So you'll know some of these people. But yeah, so we each picked 2, and then our dads picked 2.
Or 4.
4.
Yeah,
and
we all picked 4.
They've
been randomly shuffled, correct? I think that's what we discussed.
I agreed on. And just for full clarification, because we have talked about AI in various forms. I'm a fan of AI for basic use.
Like this.
Which was this. Because I tried finding a website, and it was more difficult to find a website to enter all of these.
It is.
Than it was to just ask ChatGPT to do it for me.
Yeah, because I've tried to make, I've tried to make tournament brackets for shit that I play. I've tried to find free software to make tournament brackets for things that I play, and I'm like, well, like I could make it. That's gonna take an astronomical amount of fucking time just for me to play a video game and run a tournament. You know what I mean? So I have.
That's smart.
I've done AI for the tournaments before. That's how we discovered the Jonathan chart. I used AI on that. I wasn't doing all of the math.
Really?
To find,
That's smart.
like I could have done the math, but I was at work and I was like, I think what had happened is we were recording that night and I was like, I got to get this thing ready. I said, I don't have the time at work to sit down and crunch all these numbers and find out, you know, what a year is relative to this fucking turtle. Yeah. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT to do it for me.
Yeah. That's smart. Well, with this, that's exactly what I did. I just randomized it. I gave them all the names and said, give them to me, and then I entered them into this bracket that you guys are now seeing, and me and Wyatt are gonna go through, and we're gonna give our best. And if anybody watches this, feel free to comment who you think your all-time favorite is. If it's not on this, let us know.
Yeah, and if you think it is on this and we got it wrong, then also let us know.
Yeah, I want to know everybody's opinions because I am a fan of NASCAR, and honestly, it's cool to see where people are lying.
I think we got some good picks in here. We've got some good, we've got some legitimately good, all-time drivers, and then we also have, I think, personal favorites.
Yeah.
Or at least today's best. That's kind of what I tried to go with mine.
Well, what I figure we will do with this, everybody, you can now at this time. I know I'm throwing it up on screen, so if you're not seeing me and Wyatt primarily, you're just going to be holding on to this, and I'll try to update it as we make our picks throughout the rounds at least. But I kind of say that I wish I knew how to screen record. I was just screen record us working on this. Let's just start. Well, how do you want to go about it? I don't know.
We'll just go left side first, down, right side.
All right, there we go. So I figure if you want with the computer there, since we have it, if we're having trouble, we can look up the accolades for each or look up each person.
Yes, 100%.
I think it a fair thing.
I think that would be I think that's going to be a must for some of these because I can already see a potential clash in round 2. Maybe even some in round 1. Actually, as a matter of fact, we're gonna have to look up some shit for these. But yeah, we'll get cracking on the top one.
Nice. Okay, so number 1, you guys see it there: Jeff Gordon versus Terry Labonte. I gotta say, I was very surprised to hear Terry Labonte.
Yeah, Terry Labonte. Yeah, I mean,
that was from my dad. It was something I was not expecting. I asked him there on Saturday.
I expected Bobby Labonte from my dad, but Terry is a big surprise. Yeah,
me hearing that from him, I was like, "Man, Dad, you're freaking old. You're a poor nat. You're a
fuck. Like he's in the fucking trenches, bro. Right? Yeah.
It made me happy because I was like, you took this seriously.
He fucking did.
He told me, he said, you'll have to give me a few minutes, and then he went over, sat down, and thought about it.
Yeah,
and then he came over to me and told him. And I said, okay, you'll have to write those down. And I told him, I said, so Dad, I told him what we were doing. I said, I need 4 of your favorite drivers. I said, now I'm already putting down Kevin Harvick and Dale Earnhardt. And he's like, all right, that's good. So he only had to give me 2 because he knew that those were his. So.
See, I knew my dad. My dad's got a bunch of NASCAR collectibles on his TV stand. So I was like, aside from Jeff Gordon, what NASCAR stuff do you have in your house? That's kind of how I worded it because I didn't want I didn't even know if he could sit down and think of a good 4 or whatever. But I was like, yeah, who do you got on here? Yeah. And then I think other ones were probably just guys that, maybe he just thought of. Because I don't even, because I know some of these guys he doesn't like. Like, I think Tony Stewart was his, right?
Yeah.
I don't believe my dad likes Tony Stewart.
Yeah.
No, I fucking.
My dad would have taken Tony because he does like him, but my mom loves Tony. That was her guy always.
Yeah, never did like Tony Stewart. I don't think Dad did either. I think that's why I did. Yeah, Jeff Gordon and Terry Labonte. I
gotta go with Jeff Gordon.
I gotta go with Jeff. I gotta go with Jeff Gordon most of the time.
Yeah.
I was a Jeff Gordon guy growing up. That's actually what influenced one of my picks in this bracket.
I'm not even gonna ask to look him up. Nothing against him specifically, but Jeff Gordon is just the man, So
he's got a lot done.
He's got to go, and yep, you're moving on, buddy. So what are we doing? Straight down.
So we've got Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Burton, which is another good one.
Earnhardt Jr. by the way.
Earnhardt, that's right. Yeah, Earnhardt Jr. I think that is worth mentioning. Yeah, because we also have Senior in here too.
But also, I specifically put Earnhardt Jr. 88 and not 8. I wanted his mount. I don't want his Budweiser car. I love him as a Budweiser driver. I like a late.
That's what I think of when I think of Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Really?
Is the number 8 Budweiser car.
I also do, but whenever I'm putting it, he did more later in his career than what he did early. It was just so memorable because he did a lot of it with his dad, and then a year after his dad passing, he won at the very place that his dad passed away at. I had his accident at.
I always liked I liked him more as 88 because he was with Hendrick Motorsports. He was with Hendrick Motorsports with Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson. So I was like, all right, I hear you. Okay,
I like
now you know ball.
Sponsors, not who he was.
I like because of the team that he raced for. Like I originally didn't like him, and then I was like, all right, well, if you're racing with the boys and you're racing with the boys, I'm okay.
At this time, it's maybe even why it's funny. Maybe there's been signs of me always like being in the design world because at this time of him transitioning over to this number, one of the big reasons in me enjoying watching guys race is being able to see the design of their cars.
Yeah.
So like that's another reason. Not just Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch as well. I enjoyed both of the Busch brothers cars because of their variations. But that's why Kyle Busch is on there for me is actually because of his sponsors. I love him as a racer. He's also he wants to fight people, and I find it funny.
Yeah, he has I watch a lot of road rage.
Yeah, he is time.
Some of them are fucking super fun.
Yeah, he's just out there.
He's mad at his fucking pit crew. He's mad at it like himself. He's mad at all the drivers around him. It's pretty funny. I don't necessarily like it, but it's funny. But yeah, I got to go with Earnhardt Jr. on this one. That might be age bias. That might be Jeff Burton was a little before our time. Earnhardt Jr. was our entire childhood.
Yep. No, I totally agree.
I got to go with Dale Jr.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. This next one, I said we'd look it up. I'm sorry, guys. This is all going just off of knowledge and everything. Tony Stewart versus Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, let's go. Who killed more people?
Oh, okay. But I like Tony Stewart 10 times more than I like Bubba Wallace.
I'm not even a giant fan of Bubba Wallace. I liked him a lot more when he was with the Richard Petty Racing team, like when he drove 43. Yeah. The Michael Jordan team. I'm like, okay, I don't hate it. You know what I mean? I'm just like kind of like you said, you're partial to the the cars and the sponsors, and there was something about that 43. It was just I was like, it's good to see it back. Like it's cool. Like it's fucking really cool. It's good to see 43 out there. And same colorway and everything. Like it was nice.
Me personally, and I have personal issues against Bubba Wallace just because of his blatant idiocy and a specific incident that occurred. But he didn't kill a guy. So I gotta give him leeway on that.
It's funny, but if we're talking, best NASCAR driver, I do gotta give it to Tony Stewart. As much as I don't like him, I don't like Tony Stewart. I gotta go with Tony Stewart.
He's won a shit ton, and he's an all-time great by far, and he's still racing. So,
now this next one's fucking tough. This one's tough. This one's tough for me because fucking William Byron got the shit into the stick.
We're going to the end there. Let's check out finishes. Let's check out top tens. Let's check out championships. Because here's the thing, we've got...
William Byron's reigning champion, I do believe.
We've got Dale Earnhardt Sr. So, all-time great, the GOAT of NASCAR, both racing-wise, but also just freaking the model for the personality that people wanted to be. Late 90s to 2001. Versus William Byron, the new age kid that is kind of killing shit.
He is, he drives the 24 now. That's why that was my pick. Jeff Gordon's old car.
Yeah.
Same color scheme and everything.
Very good.
See, Dale Earnhardt has a career 76 victories in the NASCAR Cup Series. William Byron, I know it's not nearly that many, but I don't know what the number is.
And we'll look at age because I'll do everything fair. I'll look at percentage wise of
he's very young. I'm pretty sure he's younger than us.
Well, how long has he raced?
He's our age.
Like if he's raced professionally for 8 years, then I got to take some shit off of him because that's still 8 years.
2015 K&N Pro Series East Rookie of the Year. 2016 Camping World Truck Series Rookie of the Year.
I'll start with the Truck Series. When was that?
2016. So that was, he's our age. So that was 18 years old or 19 years old.
Okay.
2017 NASCAR Xfinity Series Rookie of the Year. 2018 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. That's the big league. That's now called just the NASCAR Cup Series, not Monster Energy anymore. The 2018 Cup Series Rookie of the Year. He's Rookie of the Year every time. Like every time he steps up, he kills it.
He's a baller for sure. Wow, this
back to back Daytona 500 winners. Just the past 2 years. It sucks because if we're talking all time, I think we still got to go with Dale Earnhardt. But
for me,
but if we're
this
talking,
guy's not fully accomplished yet. And if he were to end his career here right now, great career, buddy. You're not touching the top 5 all time.
Mm-mm.
Like nothing against him though. The thing is, you talking that made a great argument, and hopefully have any NASCAR fans that watch this that don't know about him, hopefully are paying attention. That's crazy.
He was in 2016. He had 7 wins in a season. Most most wins by a rookie in the Camping World Truck Series. 7 in 2016. What the fuck? 2022 Money in the Bank 150 winner. I was confused at first. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Saw this guy won the fucking WWE Money in the Bank. Like, what's he doing? He's jack of all trades. But yeah, I'd go with Dale Earnhardt. It's hard to not.
Yeah, he's to me, he's the GOAT as of now in terms of, just out of mind until it gets down to the pocket of us having to look up specifics on everything.
Yeah.
So there we go. We've got our our West Final Four set up. You guys see it here. Our right side, left side Final Four. Jeff Gordon versus Earnhardt Jr. and Tony Stewart versus Dale Earnhardt. Moving on over to the right side, to the east side here. First setup is Joey Logano and versus Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson's my pick. I specifically put Jimmy Johnson 48 because there's a couple Jimmy Johnsons in NASCAR.
Is there really?
Yeah, I believe so. Maybe there's not. I thought so. I thought there was 2. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I put that Jimmy with an IE. But either way, Jimmy Johnson, the Lowe's 48 driver.
Jimmy Johnson he's very accomplished. This one's tough, man, because I went ahead and looked up the stats. Joey Logano has accumulated 79 NASCAR wins. That's across all series. 37 in the Cup Series. He's also not retired. Jimmy Johnson's done. 37 in the Cup Series, 30 in the Xfinity, and 2 in the Truck Series. I think what's hard to ignore about Jimmy Johnson, what I'm going to have to go with Jimmy Johnson, is he won 7 fucking championships. And I believe all of them were in a row. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I'm pretty sure all of them were fucking consecutive.
I appreciate. It's not biasy because it's my pick. It's just the truth in general. The amount of times that I've seen Jimmy Johnson, what's his top 10s finish? He's such an incredible racer that it's for me it's hard to go against it.
Okay, he won. Okay, 7 wins, 5 straight from 2006 to 2010. Another one in 2013. Another one in 2016. 4-time NASCAR All-Star Race winner. A 2-time Daytona 500 winner. I think it's crazy that William Byron's already won the same amount of Daytonas as Jimmy fucking Johnson has.
All right, well, I'm not even looking up.
11 wins at Dover. 9 wins at Martinsville.
Dover's a hard fucking track.
8 wins at Charlotte.
Well, I'm not even going to look up Joey Logano's because I'm going with Jimmy Johnson for this. Jimmy Johnson has 375 top 10 finishes, 32 top 5.
Hall of Famer as well. Last year. I'm seeing that.
Those 83 races have been won at 20 different tracks.
700 races over 22 years.
Bro. I am going to look up Joey Logano's. I like being fair. I can't do that.
His last
134 top 10.
His last race was this year? He raced this year?
Yeah, I'm not giving anything to Joey Logano. It might be in different series. Tony Stewart was retired, but he's actually unretired because he's racing in some series.
Well, this is the Coca-Cola 600.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, this says his last race was the 2025 Coca-Cola 600.
Yeah, I did not know that. Well, then, yeah, for sure. Then we are.
He drove the number 84 Toyota for Legacy Motor Club. Why do I not know about this? I guess because I don't follow NASCAR. too much.
I only pay attention to mates. Like,
I haven't even seen this car. Oh, the Carvana car.
Yep.
No, that wasn't even his though. That was before somebody. That was before he drove it. He just drove it for one race, I think.
yeah. Well, they also switch out sometimes too, so I wouldn't be surprised.
They had a Richard Petty tribute for. Do you see that? Like Richard Petty style, the font.
Yep.
On the that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's nuts. I did not know about this, but apparently he ran a race after he was a Hall of Famer, which is fucking sweet. He got inducted in the Hall of Fame last year. Yeah, so I gotta go with Jimmy Johnson there.
Yeah, by far he is the winner. You go ahead and move on. You go ahead and move on to that next one?
Oh, Kevin Harvick and Bill Elliott. I gotta go with fucking Kevin Harvick, dude.
100%. It's not even hard for me personally.
I feel like we have a lot of old person bias here, but like Kevin Harvick is just too good.
Yeah, he's Kevin Harvick's just a.
At least this matchup is both guys that are done. Like they're both retired. So I guess we can at least look up their career wins and not have to judge, but not have to judge on what they possibly can do. Judge on what they. Oh, okay, yeah, Kevin Harvick wins.
Kevin Harvick.
Holy fuck!
You say that because I got mine.
21 wins over the course of his racing career, 60 of which in the Cup Series.
For a percentage, how many? 121 wins, and he has raced 825 starts. He has won 1/8, more than 1/8 of his races.
Yeah, he's out of his mind.
With that, he has finished top 10 in 444 of his 825 starts. He has finished top 10 in more than half of his starts.
Yeah, we got to give this one to him.
This one is by far, without a doubt, Kevin Harvick, brother.
Yeah, he got packed and smoked.
Props to you, brother. Oh my gosh. Yeah, heck yeah. This is exciting. This has me excited.
Richard Petty and Denny Hamlin.
Richard Petty and Denny Hamlin. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to go against Richard Petty. It's also hard to measure stats on that one because Richard Petty was a fucking completely different era. Different cars entirely.
Yeah.
Like
different type, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even a lot of these guys like different cars from what there's run now, but like Richard Petty's entirely different vehicle.
I think I'm gonna go with Richard Petty just based off of to me, all-time great, and what I've heard about him and what he represented for the sport. Denny Hamlin's just another great driver.
He's just a good driver. Yeah, he's good now. If we were to do today's guys, he would make it in further in the bracket, but he again got the shitty luck of the draw. Now, this is going to be the only one.
Yeah.
That I go with the current day guy. This last one, I got to go with Chase Elliott against Kyle Busch. That might be a little bit of personal bias. I just never liked Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
I do like Chase Elliott, but Chase Elliott's really fucking good.
I like Kyle Busch, but again, it's primarily because of what he drove and the type of person he was. So I'm going to go to stats, and that'll give me my decision. But the problem is that Chase Elliott is so young, so you really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's already a champion, at least once. I think two-time champion.
He has 177 top 10 finishes in his Cup Series.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty. That's actually really good. 6.
I got to see how many champions he won. Just one. 2020 Cup Series champion, 2022 regular season champion. Most points in the regular season. Got the pole at Daytona twice.
Yeah, I like him, but you're right. I'm not going to go with him just because let's get the new age.
Youngest Cup road course winner, 22 years old. Road course would have to have been probably Pocono, right? Is Pocono a road course, or am I thinking of something? There's Pocono the Triangle. Pocono's the Triangle, right?
I don't remember.
I think Pocono's the Triangle.
Yep. But I like that. We're going to go with Chase Elliott for sure. He's going to move up.
Yeah, Pocono's the Triangle. Yes.
Yeah.
Pocono. So that's not what I was thinking of. I can't think of the fucking track. Whenever I played the game all the time, I'd be able to think of it.
Well, there we go. We got a good East setup, and then
this one here is going to be fucking hard. Yeah. We're starting back up at the top.
We could just work. Actually, let's just work back up. Chase Elliott from where we're at. Chase Elliott versus Richard Petty.
Oh, sorry, Chase. You got to go, brother.
Yeah, Richard Petty's just.
I mean, I don't think we got to do any digging to explain that one.
No, he's just the guy. No offense. He's got bigger legend status, and that's what this has to go to. Kevin Harvick versus Jimmy Johnson.
That's fucking extra tough.
Based off of stats, Kevin Harvick just impressed the crap out of me.
Yeah.
I don't think I can argue with winning an eighth of your things and an eighth of your races.
That is not.
And having finishing top 10 in almost half of them.
And then but like on the other hand, though, you also have Jimmy Johnson, who's won 7 championships, which that's also a fuck ton of championships.
How many did Kevin Harvick win?
I just want his fucking. Where's the Wikipedia?
Let's find out, everybody. Let's see what's going on. See, I want to put the win. This is
it's
really
tough.
hard.
It's really fucking tough.
Because if you look at that's hard. Let me see. Let's just try. I think because he has 5 consecutive titles, I have to put it above. I have to put Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
The wins are more impressive to me, but 5 consecutive titles. That's a lot of racing.
Let's see. I got him.
Harvick, bro. I don't want to knock him out. I think Kevin Harvick kind of fuck.
If we're talking just NASCAR Cup Series, Kevin Harvick's at 60 wins compared to Jimmy Johnson's 83. Harvick's got a lot more top 10s, 444 compared to Jimmy Johnson's 375. Harvick's 31 poles to Jimmy Johnson's 36. 93. Let's see. Hold on. Jimmy Johnson. How many races? 700 races over 22 years. Kevin Harvick, 826 races over 23 years. So Kevin Harvick has a year more experience and not quite the accolades. I unfortunately think I got to go with Jimmy Johnson here. I'm not even a giant Jimmy Johnson guy, but fuck.
I am. He's my pick. It's just after hearing Kevin Harvick, that's hard. I like him so much, but it's the 5 consecutive for me. That is something that is just that's something that keeps continuing to stick in my mind. So I'm going to we're going to move him up, and we'll switch over here. We've got Dale Earnhardt versus Tony Stewart. I
got to go with Earnhardt.
I'm going with Earnhardt without it. I like Tony Stewart, but Earnhardt is the man for me in terms of the.
Yeah, might be a slight spoiler alert. I think Earnhardt has a solid chance to take this fucking whole thing.
He may. I don't know. Jimmy Johnson's really impressed me with finding out these stats, and it's as crazy as it is. So our last in the Eastern Conference Final Four, or Eastern Conference Elite Eight, is Jeff Gordon versus Earnhardt Jr.
And this one's going to be super tough.
This one's going to be
I think we're each very far on either end of this.
Yeah.
So I've got the whole thing pulled up here. Wikipedia has a nice little organization of this stuff. I like it. Jeff Gordon's got him obliterated on wins.
I figured.
I do see.
What is it?
Jeff Gordon in the NASCAR Cup Series alone, not counting. Well, he was only in the Xfinity Series. He only won 5. But in the NASCAR Cup Series, he won 93. 93 wins, 477 top 10s, 81 poles. Dale Jr. had 26 wins, 260 top 10s, 15 poles.
Okay. In the Xfinity Series, Jr. had 96 top 10 finishes in 147 races. In the Cup Series, he had 260 and 631 races.
I think
he won 26 of those Cup races.
Let's look at some championships here. Did Dale ever win
including 2 Daytona 500s.
Did Dale Jr. ever win a championship, like a NASCAR Cup Series championship?
I don't see it there. I don't know.
I see a Busch Series champion, which that was the old Xfinity. That's what the Xfinity Series used to be.
Yeah.
Won a couple Daytona 500s. I don't see a championship on here, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Jeff Gordon has it for me.
Yeah.
Jeff Gordon has 477 top 10 finishes in his career, and that is more than I care about.
Yeah,
placing him second all time behind only Richard Petty.
And Dale Jr. has also never won a championship, and Jeff Gordon's got 4.
Jeff Gordon. It's so funny that it's Gordon versus Earnhardt right now.
Yeah.
That's a real freaking, that's a
legitimate fucking debate.
Yeah.
And it's a hard debate to solve because it's how much more was Earnhardt Sr. going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, I know he wasn't young, but you don't have to be young to be a NASCAR driver.
No.
Mark Martin did that shit until his fucking 60s.
Yep. Yeah, and he could have went for a long time.
So are we looping back around the way we just came from?
Yeah, we can do, we got the West Side Final 2, Jeff Gordon versus Dale Earnhardt.
I've already got the man. This one's fucking real tough. Okay, we got Gordon in 25 years, 805 races over 25 years. Dale Sr. in the NASCAR Cup Series has fewer races over 27 years. I guess the schedule used to be a little more condensed. I don't know if you knew it, but his last race was the 2001 Daytona 500.
I did know that. I did know that. I appreciate you telling me that. That's a good reference. Anybody who doesn't know, check out that race. Super event.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, look up Dale Earnhardt Daytona 500. Fuck, man. But again, career cut short. Died at 49.
Impact had on sport. Impact had on sport is a big thing too because it's all time.
And I went, yeah, he's just more notable. I think everybody knows who the fuck Dale Earnhardt is. You don't have to know anything about NASCAR. You know who Dale Earnhardt is, unless you're young.
Yeah, yeah. If you're going,
but our age, and a few years younger, and definitely older, like Dale Earnhardt is. But yeah, I mean, if we're looking all-time career wins, Jeff Gordon's gotten smoked. But if we're looking at championships, and championships is big, he's got 6.
I think we need to go with Dale.
I do too. I'm a big Jeff Gordon guy, but I think we got to go with Dale. I really do. I mean, it's tough, but there it is.
So we got Dale Earnhardt, and so we got Jimmy Johnson versus good old Richard Petty.
Well, fuck. I mean, you just heard it. Richard Petty won more of them than anybody.
More than anybody. He's leading. Crazy.
Let's see. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. He is tied. Oh, I was wrong. Dale Earnhardt had 7 championships, so more than Jeff Gordon. Dale Earnhardt definitely fucking wins. But he's Dale Earnhardt's tied with Jimmy Johnson and Richard Petty for most championship wins. So holy fuck! But I mean,
well, here's what gets me. Richard Petty has 712 top 10 finishes, 55 top 5 finishes, and 200 wins, like you said.
All-time poles leader in the NASCAR Cup Series, 123.
123, bro. You can't. We gotta go Richard Petty. I think
this guy might be the GOAT.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson versus Richard Petty.
I'm still gonna have to go with Richard Petty.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%, without a doubt.
Just iconic.
Well, yeah. So we had it right.
Okay.
I just had my thing off. Yeah. So Richard Petty versus Dale Earnhardt. That is a. I don't need to look anything up because I already know their stats now, everybody. I don't know what you're thinking, but this is crazy right now. Fuck. Could be absolutely nothing. Who knows?
Richard Petty's got 7 500 wins.
Yeah, now I'm going with Richard Petty. I think he is by far the GOAT. Too many wins, too many everything.
All-time wins league, tied for the most championships, most poles.
Top 10s, coolest hats, nicest cars at the time.
Most wins in a season, 27 wins in a fucking season. Most consecutive wins. Most all-time wins at Daytona. Most popular driver. He was voted the most popular driver ever. Not ever. Most popular driver of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years.
That is crazy.
Motorsports Hall of Fame of America, International Motorsports Hall of Fame, NASCAR Hall of Fame, Diecast Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He got a Hall of Fame award for selling fucking toy cars.
Yeah, this guy's winning the guy. There's without a doubt. I think he
Presidential Medal of Freedom? Yeah.
Well, to be fair, Earnhardt might have gotten that had he lived.
It's true.
But yeah, Richard Petty.
Well, Richard Petty, you get this child-size championship belt. If you want to come pick it up, you can.
Yep.
I'd like to meet you. But this is yours until probably a week or two from now, whenever we do something else. Congratulations, you took this from Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, you beat Ricky Bobby for this. Ricky Bobby never got to touch it. It was here.
Hearing your accolades, you're never gonna touch that shit either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're gonna buy like a real one if you do get one. It's gonna be like custom. You got big 43 on the front of it.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Richard Petty for second bracket.
Yeah, that was a good bracket. That was a very close one, honestly.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
That was good.
I like to have in our father's inputs. I think that was fun. It made it fun for me just because I like getting to talk to him about random stuff, and he knows NASCAR. Who was Richard Petty? Was that your dad's?
Yes.
All right. Well, let your dad know that his guy won.
Yeah. Give my dad the belt.
He is very victorious in the second BBP bracket challenge.
Yeah.
So heck yeah.
Bobby. And the next one we'll probably steer away from NASCAR. Don't know what we'll do yet. We do have some ideas. We've already bounced around. I think we had. I threw out 2 ideas for this one, which NASCAR ended up winning.
Yeah.
But we'll decide another one for the next week. Maybe I think we should make this every 2 weeks. I think every week might abuse it.
Yeah. We got enough shit too to fill time.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. Yeah, I think that works out good. You guys just missed out on the most edible elements found on Earth. That was gonna be our top 10, but we decided to go with NASCAR.
Yeah.
But we'll go with edible elements next.
Right. Yeah.
Get all the elements and we'll see which ones are edible.
I think that'll be about a good time to close it up. I'm gonna send this over here. Hand it to Richard Petty.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. We'll finish off right here with a review for Jello.
Oh shit.
Jello gummies. And
I bet those are
we're
crazy.
Huge gummy fan.
Have you tried these yet? Or is this gonna be your first time trying these?
I have eaten these.
Have you?
But not in 2 weeks. There's your red. I don't know which other ones you need.
A green one. Is there a green one?
I think so. I'm gonna be honest.
I can't tell the difference between. Green. I got a blue one first.
These are a lot better than they were last time. These are fresh, soft.
These are fucking very good. I feel like they'd be perfect if they didn't have the shit on the outside of them.
Yeah.
Because this shit's not even sour.
Yeah, if it didn't have that bad sugar, if it was like a gummy bear almost. These are very good. For a gummy though. Yeah. I give these a solid 8 out of 10. Just because I like gummies. It's soft, flavorful. Doesn't seem overpowerful.
Yeah, they're not too sweet.
That's actually really good flavor.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
This is way better than the first time I had them. Yeah. I reviewed these.
If they make any of these that aren't sour, these ones aren't even really sour. But if they make ones that aren't advertised as sour, that don't have the sour powder on them, I bet they'd be fucking 10 out of 10 gummies. I do still really like these ones though.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree with the 8. They're pretty solid.
Yeah. So if you see Jello, they have to make non-sour ones.
They have to.
Sour
gummies. If they advertise those as sour, they have to make non-sour ones.
But check them out. Very good. That'll about do it for this. Our first in-person podcast, man.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, and say something in the little chat thingy.
Yeah.
If cool. Whenever this does come out, if you stumbled across our shit, good.
Yep.
That's why we're doing it. So more people can stumble across our shit.
Yep. That's the entire point.
That's the whole point. So maybe people that really fucking like video games and don't get on YouTube a lot stumble across us playing Grand Theft Auto and they're like, oh shit, these guys got a podcast. Like that's the point. So if you stumble across it, good. Yep. Good. Very good. That's the objective. I hope you stumble across it.
Yep. So we appreciate you guys being here for the first slightly rough, but the beginning of the in-person podcast.
Yeah.
And they will periodically happen, and they will only get better as this has since the beginning. So,
yeah.
Heck yeah, get ready to go back 4 days and watch this podcast and then watch his stream live.
Yeah, and then we're also I'm about to go bully Justin.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys next
week. We'll see you later.